I think a lot of people run into situations where someone else beats them out, and we all know that there's scales of like objective ability or natural characteristics or something like that. Like there's people that are just born more smart or more attractive or more, wealthy or whatever it is. And no one's ever going to be at the top of all the scales or even one of the scales. So in a world where people objectively have more than you do at times, how do you stop yourself from noticing that and just feeling really bad about yourself in the moment where just others seem to be thriving, or having an easier time than you? Just curious if you have any thoughts on that, because that can really knock down your confidence.
Yeah, I definitely, I think we can all say we've been at one point in our lives in those places where someone, is getting the promotion that you thought you would get, or, is a little prettier than you, or is better getting pretty grades than you, anything that's just like on more above what you see yourself as. And I think, the way to go about those situations, in my experiences and just in my personal opinion, is accepting just that, like what you just said, that some people are just gonna be better at it for whatever reasons. Maybe they grew up and had more resources than you to do that, right? Maybe they're just like naturally have the ability to perform better in that area. But it is very rare, one, to see anyone who can check all the boxes and just be the perfect person. That is, like, I don't think that person ever exists.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if they do, let me meet them and like get some of it because they're not human.
All right.
But I think, yeah, it's just having, that place in your head that's saying like, wow, this person, is doing their thing and very good at it, but maybe it's just not my thing to be that good at, and that's okay. Like, you don't need to be perfect in everything in this world. And if someone beats you out in this one thing, maybe you beat them out in another, and maybe you don't. Like, right, life is not a huge competition all the time, but it's just then, okay, what actually am I still good at, right? And maybe it actually might be the same thing too, right? Maybe they are maybe they're first place, right? But you can be second, and it's okay to be second sometimes, right? It's still your success, wherever level you are, is still success.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need to always try to be the one at the top, because it's okay to not always be at the top. And then your day will come to fill that role when life is saying it is ready to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I think, just, you have to just sit back and take a pause to get out of the space of competition. And I am super competitive, but take a breath and take some space from the competitiveness that surrounds us, and really just be like, what are my things? What am I number one at? And if I'm number two, that's good too. And just take your success for in any aspect, right? And your good qualities for what they are. Because they are good, and you are good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it starts.
Yeah, I'm thinking through this as you're talking. I like what you're saying. I mean, I think uh, the mistake that people are making mentally when they see someone else who exceeds what they're doing, and they start to feel bad about themselves, is first seeing success as this linear thing in this one area that the person is succeeding at,
Mhm.
rather than the fact that success is completely contextual, cultural, personal. And it's like, for some people, being successful means being able to memorize more of the Bible. For some people, that's it. For other
Sure.
people, it's like having the most money, being the best looking, or just, being someone that people think is a good person. I mean, all of these are measures of success that people have,
Right.
but combinations of them get very, very personal. So it's not this like straight line of success. It's this really like rocky, nuanced, personalized shape. And I think keeping that in mind can be good. And it's, again, like we said before, it's okay if you come in second place or fifth place or whatever it is, and you feel bad about it because you wanted to succeed. But what I've come to see as a person that is competitive as well, and like you grew up needing to achieve, and for me, I would feel very jealous of others, where I try to put them down immediately if they were better than me at something, is what I've come to now in my life is it's a little hopeful and kind of inspiring to know that someone can be better than me at something, and it's human. Then it just gets me like,
Yeah.
hey, like everybody else, I'm not as good as someone else sometimes, and that's kind of joins me to the other people in the world in this way, and maybe that person will go and do something really good with how talented they are. So these are things that took me a while to be able to feel, and I may not feel them reflexively, but I do get to them, and it's nice to have arrived there after the majority of my life just getting so competitive and feeling down if somebody had an objective advantage over me.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like one thing also, like I'm a dancer, and that my journey with dance, I've been dancing for years, and it's always been something that I love to do and is rooted in just the pure joy that I get when I dance and
Mm,
connect to music. But then there's another part of it where there is the industry side of it, and there is a competitiveness to it. And so when I would see, these top dancers or just like other students who were just killing it a little more than I was killing it, it was part of it was like, dang, like they're so much better. Like, is this like, am I actually good at dancing? And then the other part of it was like you said, like it can actually serve as an inspiration if you let it. Like, what about these other people in my experience, dance abilities got them how good they are, right? And so I was like, actually, I want to emulate that, right? Let it inspire me to push me to keep training, like keep just getting better for myself. And then one day I can match either match like where they're at, and or just be better for me. Like
mhm.
let me get to a higher position just for myself, not so I can, take their spot or be at their level, but just be at a better level than I want for where I am. And that's just growth, let these people who you think are like trumping you at whatever skill or personality may be too, like what what do they have that you cannot necessarily try to take away from them, but actually learn from and grow with. And I think that can actually be a very inspiring person, and just use be able to, instead of having their presence and their skill and everything, right, put you down and like have you question yourself, flip it and let it grow you.